Welcome to the channel. Presented by the Beeline Entertainment, LLC. Enjoy the show.
People, what's good? Yo, check it out. Welcome to the Beeline ENT, LLC. What we got for you? First off, we got the Beeline Webshow on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, talking a little of everything. Then we got Straight Through the Road, STR, baby, Wrestle Talk, where we talk all things pro wrestling. Next up, we got the Show Off Show. That's right, the Beeline ENT Entertainment. And then on Sunday nights, we going live on the line with that group panel discussion. Check us out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Head on over to YouTube and subscribe. Also, pick up some merch. The Beeline ENT LLC. Let's go. People, check it out. We got something brand new coming to you. Hey, you want to laugh? Well, guess what? If you do, it's going to be a problem for you because this is the Last Laugh Challenge. That's right. Grab your crew and come on through and see who has the last laugh, last. You get it. Anyway, coming soon.
WTW Wrestle Talk Wednesday.
That's right. Get with me, Brian B., as well as buzzing with Marlowe's very own Warren Marlowe, the American prodigy. And you see him, your man from the 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels. That's right, we the commission talking that Wrestle Talk Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. live. Yeah, be there, subscribe, follow, like, share, get at us. Commission, baby. Look, mama, I fucking made it! I'm on a billboard! Album out now, y'all. Go get that shit. My album is out right now. Look at the billboard, man. Look at the billboard, man. We taking them fucking...
Excuse me. Hey, how you doing? I want to introduce myself. My name is Tyree.
Nice to meet you.
I get nervous every time I see you. I think you're an angel.
I already know your name.
I paid attention for a while and noticed no ring on your finger.
Damn.
Hoping you're single, yeah. I know you'll see me watching you.
Stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you.
Get more W. That Gentlest energy drink mix that's going to power you through your gaming, content creation, whatever you're doing, is there for you. Enter that promo code BrianB and get 10% off your order today. Get more W, get more power.
Yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are the only one, 'cause there's something special about you.
What is up, my people? I hope you guys can hear me. I was having some technical difficulties. You know, I'm only using one monitor today. I feel poor now. Yeah, what's good? It's me, Brian B. As you can tell, my hair. It's been a crazy day, yo. It's been one of them days where it's just like, you know, you're getting a lot done, but it's still, you know, a lot going on, and you still feel like there's not enough hours in the day. You used to hear people talk about that shit when you was younger. and you really didn't understand like the importance of that phrase, man, it's not enough hours in the day. There's always something to do, especially you got a family, you got kids and stuff like that, it's always something going on. But check it out. It's Tuesday night, baby. And Tuesday night, we host something called the Beeline Web Show. It's the one that started it off. It's the first show that I started when I started this whole journey. We've been going 4 years strong, and I'm really, really, really appreciative of everybody who's been on me from the beginning to the middle to the end and to wherever we're going from there. You know what I'm saying? Really appreciate you guys. We're gonna have a really interesting discussion today. I got a couple of panelists on the line tonight with me, bro. We were actually talking about this a little bit on Live on the Line this Sunday. So if you caught that show, thank you guys so much. Man, a lot of people tuned in on that show. People were really feeling that conversation. But thank you guys once again. But yeah, we're gonna kind of continue going forward from that conversation. We've been talking about a little bit more serious, something we don't usually do here on the Beeline and everything like that. But it's gonna be a really good discussion. I think a lot of people are gonna enjoy it and kind of relate to it, maybe even, and I hope that it helps a lot of people too. That's one of the things that we don't take for granted. Sometimes nobody put a smile on your face or maybe a new idea in your head and help you handle something a little bit better. It's all welcome. You know what I mean? It's all welcome. It's entertainment, but it's also like, something that you can relate to however you want to use it, whatever. Bah! Enough all this sentimental shit. Y'all, your boy ain't doing all that. Yo, it's the Beeline Web Show, OG show, red, white, and black. Check it out. Let me show you what we're doing here. Let's go.
Straight to the point, baby. It's going down in 3, 2, 1.
People, that's your boy!
Brian B.
Let's go.
Back on the Beeline. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so excited.
Use the influence you have.
Again with strangers!
You gotta be a clean baby's ass.
Hold on real quick.
Knows the hands of fate.
People, it's your boy, Brian B. Welcome to the Beeline Web Show. Let's go! Listen, we've been talking a lot about wrestling lately, Listen, check it out, man. There's a lot going on with the wrestling podcast on the Beeline ENT recently, As you guys can see, if you guys are wrestling fans, Brian B's a wrestling fan, man. We've even had some, wrestling people up on the show and everything like that. But check out STR. We on tomorrow. Check out the Commission Talks, baby. We on tomorrow. WTW Wednesday. Wrestle Talk. I'm gonna get my own shit right eventually. Wrestle Talk Wednesdays. We got 2 shows that's coming out. We got 2 crews that we lining up, and we're gonna be talking this wrestling, It's gonna be a really big event. We've been having meetings and stuff like that. I feel like I'm in a business school, But it's amazing people, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So check that out definitely tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the YouTube channel. If you guys notice, I haven't really been talking too much about YouTube, but my subscribers have been going up, which I really appreciate. I'm just kind of doing this right now, and I really appreciate everybody who's following along. If you enjoy me, I'm glad that you're following along. Like I said, we've got a lot of projects that we're working on. Please support all of the, promotions that we started off on the show. But like I said, we got some panelists in. We're not going to keep them waiting anymore. We're going to start the discussion topic tonight, which is going to be dealing with abuse, like I said, this is a topic that we kind of we're kind of closing the show out on Sunday, talking about, even with the celebrities. I know we were having a conversation about like P. Diddy and R. Kelly and the challenges that you're facing when you're learning the behind the scenes real life, or as much as we can learn. We don't know. We're just listening to how many stories have been passed down. But you also got to be at least a little bit reasonable and be like, damn, there's some kind of smoke, there may be some fire somewhere. So we're gonna talk about that and how it relates to everybody. I got a panel with me. Let's bring to the Beeline ENT on the line. We got Miss Alora D. What up, Alora? Laura, I think you muted. I think you got the mute on. Yeah, I've done that a million times.
Always muted.
I do it too, bro. I just started getting better at it.
I'm going to get better at it eventually. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Alora D from the Lauren Hour podcast. Happy to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely glad to have you on again. This is your second appearance on the BLNT.
Yes,
I think we're getting a little bit of lag on your side. I'm not sure. Might be like an echo.
Is it echo? Hold on one second.
Yeah. If you got some headphones, usually that happens. I'm not sure if you're using your phone, but Android and StreamYard is weird, yo.
No, I'm using. It's probably. You know what? Let me try this.
All right, go ahead.
I think it's because I was streaming off my phone too.
That's-
You still hear it?
I do still. Yeah, I still do. I still do hear it a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring in everybody else. I'll go ahead and let you go ahead and get that going right now. But yo, also another regular to the show. He's been on a bunch of times. You know, he was definitely on the Halloween episode, and you know, we still got some stuff we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be collabing. I've been doing a lot of stuff recently, but I can't wait to work with him, Mr. Troy D. Ryan. Troy, please shout
What's
out.
up? What's up?
I always forget to shout out your name, your podcast, and everything.
You good, man? You good? Love Journal and Man of Horror. Horror as in scary movies, like not horror, because I guess I have an accent and people always be like, "Wait, man of what?" Like, horror. We are horror. Real quick, I just gotta say, I just noticed the Batman and the Joker portraits behind you.
Oh man,
fire!
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I love Batman and Hulk are my two favorite of all time. I got the Hulk too.
Hey, okay.
Usually my big ass blocking them, but Hulk's right there.
Copycat.
I'm a copycat. Yo, listen, my wall used to be a lot more, but I kind of condensed it to get my movies up in here. But I got a samurai sword, bro, off of Amazon a couple weeks ago.
I just bought some nunchucks and a bow staff.
Well, listen, you want my type of
shit.
Hey. Ninja Turtle shit. But we got somebody else waiting. We ain't gonna keep her waiting no more. And she's been a regular on the show now, definitely on Live in the Line. You know, great discussion points, and she's got a lot of really good viewpoints as well. I love talking to these people. We got Miss Tara. Tara, come on here and tell us all about your show as well.
I love the fact that you remember how to say my name. Yay for you.
Got it right. Yes. Eventually, she's going to be right.
You can find me on YouTube at Opinionated Scents, as you can see all the fragrance behind me. Also on Instagram at Opinionated_Scents. And I have my own radio show on the Opulence Radio app or website called Truthfully Opinionated.
Beautiful. Hey, real quick, because I've been seeing a lot of these the posts that you and other podcasters have been having with Opulence Radio. What is it specifically?
What is it?
Yeah, like what is it?
It's a radio streaming platform, kind of sort of like iHeartRadio, Sirius XM, owned and operated by Amron, and Raw Sass is on there, Savage. And basically we just have our own radio shows. And throughout the entire day when there's not a show on, there's music constantly running. So it's fun. It's an upstart, Black-owned, woman-owned, amazing.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah, I definitely would like to get in touch with them. A lot of times when I hear stuff like that, I like to kind of reach out to like the owners.
Mm-hmm.
Give them an opportunity to come on and talk about it, because like you just said, like we're in this industry together. We're all of us are involved in this kind of content, so it's good to help each other and network and share. And
absolutely,
all you do is build. You know what I'm saying? All you do is build from there. Laura, let's go ahead and check back in with you. Everything good? Let's see how the mic is working.
I don't know. How does it sound?
Let's see if I talk. There's no more echo. There we go. All right, we getting it. We getting it, y'all. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for coming back on. This is my Tuesday night show. I started off on Tuesday nights. We used to do a Tuesday night show, and then we used to do a Thursday night show, and then we branched out into a whole bunch of different stuff. But I know we were all on this Sunday, and like I said, we were talking about like abuse, and then we kind of carried that over into the chat that we're in, and then we kind of just decided let's do another show about it. So yeah, I got some ways I'm gonna kind of open up this discussion. But does anybody want to share their opinions on or share anything about the topic we're talking about tonight? Let's start with Laura.
You said, do I want to share what now?
Any kind of opinions or ideas about the topic we're talking about abuse?
Yes. I think abuse. Well, my opinion on abuse is it is so common, but it's just so well hidden. There are so many people who are going through abuse right now, and they wear this beautiful smile on their face, and they go through life, and they continue to operate, and we never know that they're suffering in pain.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something that you hear about. A lot of people say as far as just like not bringing it to attention. I'm not. This isn't my strongest. Topic. I'll be honest with you. Not to say that everything's happy-go-lucky, but I haven't really had a lot of previous bad experiences as my child. I had a pretty good childhood. If I have any trauma, they must be super fucking hidden. But I mean, it's possible. But I still like allowing people to talk and kind of give an understanding or at least gain understanding from other people's, situations to help understand people better. Troy, how about you, man? What do you think about when you hear the word abuse? Like, what's your go-to trigger?
Yes, very triggered.
Yeah.
I'm a child of like not. I wasn't abused. I'm secondhand abuse, right? Like my parents. I grew up in a physical abuse situation, like to the point of like police at our house all the time, to blood splatters on the wall, to
Oh shit.
just to the point where like I even still sometimes have nightmares, maybe of just like those days or nights. So very triggered. And yeah, it's like the term I said, secondhand abuse. I think my biggest thing is sometimes people really need to, when they're going through some of those situations, if they have kids, really consider the kids. Like, I get that the situation, you love this person or whatever the case is, and that is difficult. Like, I haven't been through abuse, but I've been through love and like, or feelings, and being like, damn, I don't know if I can stop fucking with this person. But if it's to that point and you have children, stop, because this is now they're going through it too. This is now they're, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that tonight for sure.
Yeah, facts.
Tara, how about you? Like what's your immediate thought when you're hearing this discussion topic?
Oh, so much. I've been through so much, so much. I would say the problem that we have a lot now, though, is the inconsistency in the truth. So first of all, Brian, I appreciate you for being willing to have this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have a lot of people right now who don't want to broach the subject, like it's like some kind of taboo or something. But most importantly, you have a lot of people, and it's the same with mental health. You have a lot of people who lie a lot, and they use abuse stories and mental health stories to play the victim and garner attention. And that is why you have so many people who don't come out and say anything, or who are not believed when they do come out. I've even witnessed it here in just the podcast community. There's a specific person who every time I'm on a different show with this person, their stories are different. Their age, the amount of kids they have, if they've been married, if they haven't. I mean, Lord. And I'm like, I wonder if she realizes we can go back and rewind these shows and see that nothing matches.
Yeah,
but I think
that's a good point.
She plays the victim. I think she needs a lot of attention. So I noticed that there are a lot of people who are like that, which makes this hard when you really have been through something and you're really sharing your story. So for everybody who talks about these things, just be genuine and be honest. Don't pick up a story one of your friends told you and make it your own. Just be truthful about this. It's too important.
That's a very, very good outlook, because I think I don't know if you want to call that like the victim mentality or complex, whatever you want to do.
Narcissism, ridiculousness, any of those things.
Yeah, people like to find a lot of reasons to generate attention towards themselves. And like you said, I feel like one of the worst ways you can do it is to try to victimize yourself, without any reason, because it is shit like that makes it harder for you to take other people seriously, especially a lot of times if you're like, trying to grandeur it, like, hey, oh, you don't know my struggle. And you look at sometimes, I'll be honest with you. Like I just said, I'm gonna be completely honest on this show. I'm not going to bullshit at all. A lot of times I listen to people, and it even got to a point where it got difficult for me to talk to people. Like if you saw from the opening, we have a lot of different segments on especially on this web show. We do talking with strangers, where we literally just let people come on and just talk with us. I was just meeting people on Facebook. You want to talk? All right, fuck it. I don't know you, whatever. Let's just talk. And that was the concept. Feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like I had a lot of people come on and kind of just share shit, kind of tell stories. I got a lot of episodes that I didn't play because I was like, I can't put this shit out. It's boring shit to me.
Yeah.
and it's like, but you'll be surprised the amount of people who would just want to express feeling. Not even if it's real. You could just kind of tell, like, I think you're full of shit. I think you're full of shit. I'm not
guys, let me come in, because I really think this is a dangerous game, because we can't, without saying that we have proof that that person is lying, or even if their stories are inconsistent, the science behind it says that victims, they experience the abuse when it's so frequently, they don't explain the way that it happened. So it may come off like they're lying, but they're not lying. It's like they have it's like
I was gonna say that's a thin line, though. I mean, because that is very true.
Yeah,
but
it's very true.
That is also, there are people who will literally just
lie,
take on somebody, just take on other people's stories that they heard and shit like that, and just make it all, and like make it about themselves. I have like an aunt who, like, anytime somebody dies, she could have met a motherfucker last week and be like, I just can't believe this. I need a week. This happened to me. It's like,
That's different though.
you just met her. But I mean, it's that same realm, our idea, I guess, of just making it someone else's comment about you.
It's like, because I've watched so many what's his name? Dawn had a doctor come on. She's a psychologist. She came on, and she was just sharing a lot of things about abuse and sexual assault. And women, when they experience things like sexual assault, sexual abuse, they black out. Some of them black out and they go to a different space, and they're just recalling things that they felt, they smelled, and they experienced it. And it may not happen exactly along those lines, but the abuse did happen. But when they're telling the way it happened, and you'd be like, that don't make sense, but it did happen. So I'm learning that, because I used to be one of those people. I knew some people who'd be telling some stories. I'd be like, that don't make sense though. But I had to educate myself, and then I had to realize, me being a victim myself, that I was shaming someone else and judging them. And I was like, damn, bitch, that ain't cool. So I kind of, until
this is different. She's just lying. I mean, absolutely, she's lying. I get what you're saying. There may be somebody who's recounting something and has traumas. No, I'm talking about the stories aren't even remotely the same lying. So I've been through too much to want to judge somebody, but I can tell when somebody is just talking to get attention. And I'm telling you, I'm not wrong about this.
Let me ask you guys something real quick, because this is a good point. Laura, like you said, you like nobody know. At the end of the day, like a lot of times, unless you just got evidence, like you said, Tara, you've obviously dealt with this person numerous times. You've got evidence of how most of the time, at least, you're full of shit.
Because if you don't know how old you are from every show you did, come on. You can't have no trauma that make you figure how damn old you are.
Well, because some people are also pathological liars. So some people just like to fucking lie.
Yeah. I'll be counting my fingers.
That's a common thing for women, not to tell the truth about your age.
Oh, geez, not for this.
In 2023, it shouldn't be.
And I'm proud. I'm not gonna lie about my age.
You guys gotta remember, women, especially women who look young, they lie about their ages, because once you hit a certain age, your value decreases amongst men.
So that's another episode. That is gross. That is another episode.
Baby, I'll be 43 in December, and I'm proud of it. Okay.
I would never, Tara. Let me tell you something. I would never fucking know that you were 43. I thought maybe like 30 something. I'm 36. People don't believe me. I'm 36 and shit. But I wanted to ask.
The other day you said you didn't know if you were 33, 34, 35, or 36.
I was trying my hardest. Yep. I'll be losing track. I'll be counting like the years on my fingers hard as hell.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask something though, to the point, like between you and Allure, you guys have different points, but it's kind of matching the same kind of topic, if that makes sense. So Allure, like you're saying, basically, like you're more liable now to give people benefit of the doubt, because you've experienced like, hey, I think you're full of shit, and you realize, why am I judging them? I might be, people might feel that way about me. You kind of got some kind of understanding of like reasoning with yourself, even of that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this question real quick. Do you feel like in our whether you call this hobby or profession, whatever you want to call this, like, do you feel like because of the fact we talk to so many different people, in a way, our I don't know how to word it, but our way of understanding somebody, because we communicate so often, like, and from radio hosts to DJs, whatever you want to call it, like anybody who's in a constant form of communication where you're talking with people, you're learning people, you're understanding people and stuff like that, or whatever. Do you feel like we have kind of a higher, kind of gauge of bullshit artists?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of do too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to big up myself either. You could be wrong.
People, you can pick up on that shit.
You pick up a lot more on mannerisms and characteristics and I'm definitely not saying I'm always right, but I'm saying I try to balance myself.
The bullshit meter gets better, I think.
Yeah. It's
especially with experience.
Experience. Yeah.
But then sometimes I try not to be biased, because my attitude be funky sometimes. So I'll be like,
I'll give anybody a fair chance right off the jump, but after 6, 7, 8 times, I'm like, I can't take it no more. I'm done.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Yeah, everybody's got like, a number of chances before you got to dismiss a motherfucker. But like you said, I think one of the most important things that all of you guys have said, like opening this conversation, was, sometimes abuse is not like you wearing it on your shirt and shit. Like I was this, I was affected in this way. Also, the categorization of it is so different. Now, this is the first question I wanted to open this topic with. One of the things that I had challenging about my day was I got 3 kids, man. I got a set of twins. They're both going on 13 this year coming up. And I got a 4-year-old. My baby's in gymnastics, got all this stuff. Me and my girl, we work. I'm starting a new job soon, next week, and I'm gonna be out of the house for the first time. So it's like I've been really trying my hardest to set everybody up for success. I'm the man in my fucking house. I try to make sure my girl good, all of that. So since I'm leaving, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna be here like I've been for these last couple of years. So she's gonna be holding down the fort on her own with the kids all home. So I'm trying to get everybody collected together, mentalities together. And I'm a yeller, yo. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit there and act like I'm not. I'm a yeller, yo. I'm a loud motherfucker. Like y'all hearing me, like go, hey, get y'all ass over here. Let's go. You feel me? Like that's me in the house or whatever, directing traffic. Yo, you do this, but I'm also a softie because I don't like to punish my kids. But I'll yell at their ass and I don't know what y'all doing. Get this done, bro. You feel me? Like that's me. But then I'm like, go chill. Please get done so y'all can do your own stuff. Everybody be happy in the house. I had to ask myself, I'm always questioning myself after these conversations, like, am I damaging them with my weight? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I want to go ahead. We're going to go around the room. That's what I said. We got a lot to talk about with this topic. So would you how do you know if you're affecting your kids, whether it be emotionally or if you're just being a fucking parent? You know what I'm saying? Besides, like the obvious, fuck you, you're nothing, and you're like, you get it, right? Let's start with Troy because he jumped up.
Because because I come from an old school whoop your kids ass family, and being older and understanding so much more of where my mind was, like having ADHD and all that shit, not having it treated, like never being able to focus and have my own issues and get my ass whooped. And it's like, hey, if I had gotten some fucking help, I wouldn't your ass whooped so much because my brain I would have gotten, fucking help. But deeper than that, like I come from like beat your ass, like beat your ass, like you know what I'm saying, like. Not just a little smack, a little hand, and all like we in that bitch tussling at 4 years old, like punching, kicking, what, like and it's like I was watching something recently where a doctor, I don't remember what I was watching, like I was in a YouTube hole, and a doctor was basically saying it was this black woman, and she was like, anytime you whoop a black child, that's abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like. And it's just racist. It's like a hint of racism and it's abuse. Well, shit. Because the point of was like the shit that we get from. I mean, because they don't want their kids sit. We don't the ones that do that shit anyway. Yup.
Shit, some of them get.
But you know what I'm saying. And I've been actually thinking about that. Like I used to tell myself, I turned out good, motherfucker. You are struggling. You have some mental issues. I did not turn out good, and I think the line is. When your kid is afraid of you versus has respect for you, and I think that's the like, and I think so often
I'm
it's
fucking up then because I'll tell you
right. I mean, granted, not to say you know what I'm saying that's the best, but like if they're just yelling, I think you're doing a little bit better than previous generations.
Yeah, I really try really hard not to beat my kids, like and when you say beat, that sounds so horrible, like
that's what
I got my ass whooped, for sure. I was bad too. Yeah, I was bad.
Extension cords, anything they could grab, a spatula, anything that was inside it, you was getting hit with.
See, if you do that shit now, but isn't it even scary to talk about now because of like the stigma that
CPS?
Bro,
I go to school and tell my teacher that is funny.
But then it's hard because it's like the line because then you see the kids that don't like get their ass whooped, and some of them are just so fucking wild. You see them like in the store.
We call
like
those
that.
school shooters. That's what we call them.
So it's like I don't have kids, but I do think about that line of like again fear and respect and like how do you maintain it? Like is it okay to just a quick little hey quit that shit or like do?
I mean you don't have to go to the extremes, I think. And Brian, to answer your question, I'm a yeller too, and I had to catch myself because I realized it breaks my son down emotionally because then they're afraid to come to you because they're afraid to mess up. you know, and then I have to, once I see him reacting to how I'm yelling, I have to calm myself. Then I have to talk to him. I have to tell him, listen, I don't mean to yell at you. I am upset. I'm sorry for yelling at you, but this is what I need you to do. You
Yeah.
have to do this. You have to get this together. And I have to remind him that I love him because he would be scared, like, Mom, why are you yelling? And I had to realize this is a generation of children who aren't used to butt weapons. They aren't used to real discipline. So even yelling at them causes trauma. And there's just in life,
I mean, shit, it
children are
caused
gonna
it for
have
us. We just say no.
right. It's like in life, children are gonna have trauma no matter what you do. You can try to be the best parent you can do. If you deny your children something, if you're a mom or dad who is used to saying yes, 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 that moment that you say no is gonna traumatize that child.
Yeah, that's what's fucking that's the problematic shit, in my opinion.
When everybody gets the
I
participation
mean, you can't
trophies,
keep saying
no.
yes.
Teach them how to lose.
Yeah.
Teach them that sometimes you won't be the
Yes.
winner.
Yeah.
And it's
Yes.
unbalanced
That's what it
nowadays.
is.
Yeah, Tara, go ahead and give your viewpoint on it as well, yo.
I agree with all of you. Of course, we grew up getting yelled at. That's why we do it. So you have to work really hard as a parent now to break those generational curses. So with my older two, definitely spank them. That was what never beat them the way that I got beat. But if you touch the stove and I told you not to, I'm popping your hand. I need you to understand. And sometimes that little startlement and you don't like it, you okay, well, I'm cool. I ain't gonna touch the stove no more. But as my kids got older, and like I have two younger kids, I've never spanked them a day in life. I've just learned from past mistakes. And I figured that I'm gonna pay attention to these kids and figure out what is important to them. Oh, you love that tablet? That's the first thing you're gonna lose.
That's
the
a
first thing
major shit for me.
And what
That's
I
my
noticed
house.
what I noticed with my daughters is that if I told them they couldn't leave the house, you can't go nowhere with your friends, end of the world. The boys, electronics, end of the world. So that's how I do it. And I'm a huge communicator. You have disappointed me, and this is why. And I allow them to say the same thing to me. I allow them, especially my sons, experience your emotions, know what they are. You can come to me and say, Mommy, I'm upset with you because when I wanted to play my game till 9 o'clock, you told me no. I appreciate you telling me you're still not playing until 9 o'clock. It goes off at 8 o'clock.
Right.
But I'm glad we had this talk.
That's right. Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. Let's see. Eric chiming in. What up, E? I don't know. These kids nowadays be plotting on your downfall because you sent them into your room. Yeah, you're right.
Dog.
I don't even, to be real, just real quick, Troy, I don't even think that, we hear that a lot. We do hear that a lot. It's, the kids nowadays and this and that. I think that it's because the kids and everybody's stories are so much more easily shared. I don't know if that makes sense. We experience everybody's situations now, man, at a drop of a dime, whether it be the parents telling us on Facebook. We know everybody's fucking situations, yo, a lot more than what we did before. You know what I'm saying? Before, behind closed doors was happening behind closed doors. Maybe the neighbor heard you screaming in the afternoon that day you got your ass beat or whatever. I had that happen a couple of times. But I mean, for the most part, your shit was more private, man. It's not a lot of privacy now, and I think that's why so many people have inflated.
Should there be that
about
much?
shit. Well, I mean,
What happens in my house stays in my house.
Yes, I mean, yes. I mean, just as far as being exposed, like I think, because like for that same reason, half of like before I actually, because I had a whole other thing real quick, but with that, like before, with like the whole Black Lives Matter situation and all that stuff. Like once, like before, if somebody got shot in fucking like Oklahoma, we had no fucking idea. You know what I'm saying? Like now we kind of know. So it's like there's a thin line with the knowing too much, because yes, we do know too much of people's fucking lives, but like also now we can tell or we know when there's some bullshit going on.
Yeah,
well, I ain't gonna
awareness.
You see what the fuck going? Yeah, so it's
awareness
it's
and like I get what you're saying. I definitely understand what you're saying.
It is too much, though. It's a constant flow of information in and out. It's too much. We were more well-rounded.
Everybody take breaks.
When the TV went off at 11:59, it sang "America the Beautiful," and then it said, "You went to sleep." But now it's like you got the YouTube and the internet. People, even adults, we're constantly intaking all this negativity
all day,
and we're just messed up from it.
It don't always got to be negativity. I always try to catch myself in conversations when people do say that, because it's not all negativity. I mean, there's a lot of positive that you getting from a lot of the information that you can gather quickly and
that's how you use
easily
it
nowadays. It is
I
how you
say a
use
lot,
it.
but yeah, there's some positivity.
Yeah, I know. I feel you though.
I do. I want
We
to.
need to look
Laura,
at
how do you
positive
feel?
stuff.
Let's get. I want to try to get everybody's opinion going around the room so everybody can so we can hear everybody's thoughts and everything. Laura, how you
I
feel
just
as
want
well?
to
I feel
start
like
off on Paris point. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I feel like it is a good thing too though. Because do you know how many parents be stressed and frustrated and they be dealing with these kids, and some of the parents don't know how to handle these kids, and then they can go to Facebook and they have support groups on Facebooks.
That's
On
a good
Facebook,
point. That's a good
and you
point.
can go into Facebook and they can say, "Hey, I'm having this issue with my child. I don't know what to do." And then there's another mother, "I'm having that same exact issue." And then there's a sigh of relief because that mother or that father feels like, okay, it's not just me. I'm not totally messing up as a parent, and this is
That's
how
a
I
good
handle
point.
it. And I think that helps decrease the chances of that child being abused.
That's a good fucking. Hey, listen. If I don't got my sound effects set up yet. I'm still working on it. I would applaud you for that. That's a really good point. And I'm not gonna lie, you've closed it with my question that I wanted to ask, because I can definitely understand how that can probably help abuse in a lot of ways, where you literally a lot of times I feel like personally, just from my experiences and understanding my parents' experiences now that I'm a little older, abuse is usually mostly generated, I think, from people through frustration, through a period of, hey, I don't know what to do anymore. Like I would literally just, like you said, I'm a talker to my son. I communicate to my kids. I tell my nieces every fucking thing. I talk real to them. And I was telling my son, like, yo, I don't know what to do. That's my conversation with my son. What's next? I talked to you. I told you, right? And he confirmed that shit. And I say, well, I punish you, right? Well, what's next? You tell me. Like I literally had this conversation with my son today. But it's frustration,
that's so weird.
man.
Do you ever like? First of all, I remember when that was a thing in person. I remember when your mama could get mad and tell you to go to your neighbor's house before she, murdered you. Get out of my house. Go outside and play. And then she would sit on a porch on that phone and talk to her friends, or some of her friends would come over and they would do that in person.
And make it seem like you didn't put your hands on her and shit. But anyway, okay, stand with parents for
you
didn't get a whooping. This motherfucker
just think about
you
that
on the phone and shit.
When we were growing up, like I would never have gone back and forth with my parent about anything. And when they told me not to do something, I didn't do it from fear of getting my butt whooped. But now that we've become a little relaxed,
smart ass mouth.
They come back and they want to tell you what they are gonna do, what they're not gonna do. I just think they are so disobedient nowadays.
Yeah, some is a lot more disrespectful. Even it doesn't even got to be parents. I mean, even you see the videos of, I'm not saying I was an angel. I was definitely not an angel, so I'm just not going to even be a hypocrite right now. But I am saying that you do see these videos and stuff like that. You see a lot of activity, and you can see this activity because of cell phones and shit. But these kids be flipping out on teachers, anybody, elderly people, like with just such blatant disrespect that it does get it is troubling sometimes, man. There is times where you be in a store and you don't want to get too involved because of how people act and shit like that now, and how society is. But you do be like, yo, you talking like calm the fuck down. Like, are you crazy? Why are you speaking to that person like that? I don't even fuck if it's a cashier. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you so reckless and just feel like you can just talk to this human being like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is challenging.
Medium, though? How do we fix it? Because clearly discipline worked for a lot of us with our behavior. Now that you don't have any discipline, we see the behavior unchecked. What's the happy medium? How do we get these kids to respect their elders again and respect their teachers? I would never have cursed out a teacher. Are you kidding me?
Well, I've done that. That's what I'm saying. I can't really talk too much. I'm dangerous.
I got like 3 things I gotta say because my ADD made me write them down before I explode.
All right, and then Laura, we're gonna jump right to Laura right after that. Go ahead, Trey.
Okay, no, because Terry, you brought up like amazing points. Because one of the things I was gonna say was, when people have multiple kids, they tend to try to parent them the same. And they're different people. You know what I'm saying? That's what worked for this kid ain't gonna work for this kid. So, unfortunately, if whooping that one kid's ass worked, then it's probably not gonna work for this kid. If punishment worked for this kid, then you know what I'm saying, something else going. So it's like I love that you were just saying like how you noticed, at least with your girls and between your boys, that was the difference and what worked. The other thing you were saying, like you haven't, like when you did spank your kids and stuff like that, you didn't do it and nowhere near as bad as it was done to you. And I think about that too, because like my mom told me some of the stories of like how they was getting their ass whooped, and like I got some wild ass stories to get my ass whooped, but they don't touch the stories that
Stories
she
that they
said.
did.
or yeah, and so it only gets worse the farther back we go, actually. So it's like, it's that thin line of like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be beating the shit out of kids like that. It's just,
I definitely
you know
don't
what I'm
agree
saying,
with
but
that,
it's like, but you know, it does make you question like, where's the thin line? Because my last point was I was one of those kids where my mom didn't know what the fuck else to do. Like, it got to the point where I, you know, was getting my ass whooped and getting punishments. I got my ass whooped in front of the class in first grade, third grade, and ninth grade. Like, and I remember my mom like got to a point where she was like trying to figure out like, you know, what to take away from me. She like, I got hot sauce taken away. She didn't know what else. She took games, took TV. She was like, she sat there one day and looked at shit that I liked and was like, fuck it, you can't have hot sauce. You like sauce, you greedy motherfucker.
I tried to take my
And
kids'
you do
beds
not.
before. I tried to take my kids' fucking bed. I took the TV, I took the games. I'm like, listen, I'll have y'all sleeping on the fucking floor. Whatever happens.
No, she did. It was like, you don't realize how many foods need sauce until you can't have them. She's like, that's it. That's your shit. And I'm sitting there, everything. Wow. I'm like, everything dry. That was, I think, the worst punishment I ever had.
All important shit. No more cheese.
Please have some ketchup, please, mama. I'm sorry.
Mad as shit.
Like,
You poor baby.
But to get on the one with the social media and shit real quick, I'll say, I don't know who said it, but somebody mentioned participation trophies, and that's what it is. If everybody's a winner, there's no losers, and if there's no losers, there's no consequences. So kids feel like they're untouchable now. Because they are winners.
Good point.
You know,
good point. Laura, what you had to say on the topic? We're gonna switch off to a different portion.
I'm gonna shock you guys, but statistics say that this era of kids are going to be the most successful. They're going to be the kids who are the doctors, who are the lawyers, who are going to lead the world into a better direction. And we have to remember, with our generation, our grandparents used to sit around and say, "Oh, this generation of kids, that's going to go on forever."
Every generation don't like the next generation.
Yes, it's a cycle because we're used to one thing, and when the times change, and we're judging. And I think sometimes we have to sit back and stop judging these kids, because when we judge the kids based upon what we did and what they're doing, we make it harder for them. Because when we were growing up, times were tougher, times were harder. So these kids don't necessarily have to work as hard. Let me ask you a question. When you went to Chick-fil-A back in the 90s, it was full of white kids, right? White kids ran Chick-fil-A. Now you go to Chick-fil-A, it's full of black kids. You know why? Because times has changed. And the white generation, they've given their children businesses. So their kids don't have to go off and work into the restaurant industry where now black kids can't get, black kids can now just get those jobs, or the minority kids. And I use race for that, for the simple reason of statistics always saying that it's our race of kids who are the most baddest, but we all know that's a lie. But it's just like, I lost my train of thought for a minute, but with the change of times and it just being more available jobs for those kids, they can go work a job for Chick-fil-A, $15, $16 an hour. We were working for $5. So of course they're going to be like, they living large and in charge, because we had a struggle for that $5. Y'all remember working for $5 an hour, having a $250 paycheck, working 40 hours? My son with $1,500 paychecks.
Yeah. I mean, that was like the beginning, though. I mean, I think most people, when they usually start, because when I started working, I was in a pretzel shop and shit, and I was making like $6 an hour. I think that was like the minimum wage at that time. But yeah, that stuff like that changes through time. I mean, I don't know if that will affect, like, I don't know as far as white and black in that area, because I'm pretty sure, like,
I've never seen a black kid work at Chick-fil-A. They all white out here.
Really? And I think that goes more on environment.
In the 90s. I swear I thought they started 5 years ago.
Most Chick-fil-A's now have black or Latin. They're less Caucasian now.
That's I would never have knew that.
Most Caucasian kids that come out of high school works fast food joints.
Where do you live?
Charlotte.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
The
Atlanta, so I don't know.
I haven't seen the Chick-fil-A in the hood or in the urban areas. They're always out in the white populated areas, which is probably
I'm an AZ, so I see a lot of Latinos.
I don't live in an urban area, and still there are black kids and Latin kids.
I think it's going to be different wherever you live.
Yeah, I think that alone, fast food alone.
The only black person on my street. And I'm telling you, this whole area right here, like the fast food chains, Nothing but black kids.
I mean, that's good. At least they working. Because here,
Yeah,
it's not that way here at all. It's all white kids at Chick-fil-A. I think also, too, when you talk about judging the kids, I think we joke when they listen, like this music that they like. I know I feel like my grandparents going, what is that when rap came, hip hop came a thing. But I'm not judging these kids. I'm watching them shoot up schools and movie theaters and all this other stuff. And I'm going, it's a problem. And these are
I mean, Bill Cosby hated our generation, though.
Yeah, judgments. These modes are off the chain.
It started in our
I mean,
generation.
but before this shit, it's always gonna be the generational, like, and just for lack of a better term, hate, because it is always just like it's because it's different.
Exactly.
It's so different from
it is different.
Yeah, because like literally, as she was saying that, I thought about the fact like literally our generation, all four of us, and Bill Cosby hated our ass. Like,
it's
all like the generation after.
Like
So it's
you
like
guys
it's always
have all
gonna
said
be.
Like you guys have all said, that is one of the biggest, passed down, whether it be music, whether it be food, whether it be whatever, everything changes and everything, advances in ways and maybe, de-evolves in others, however you look at it. But I think one of the biggest things that you guys said collectively is, the changes do have the effects on what we're looking at today. And us who are being pushed the fuck out, just like all the other people older than us are getting pushed out of society. For real, on some real shit, you get pushed out. You in a nursing home until you are no more fucking here.
Hey,
and after a while,
31.
you don't matter. I'm sorry to say it, yo. I'm sorry to say, after a while, you don't matter. Your opinions and shit, you gonna die with the motherfuckers, and that's and the new life is gonna be here running the planet. But with like the children and how they but with the children and how they are being, I mean, you can't ignore the fact that there is a disconnect from something. And like you said before, Tara, what do we do? I don't think anybody fucking knows, bro. I don't think anybody knows. What did you say, Troy?
I'm sorry, as you said, it just popped up. Tradition, I think it is.
Keeping tradition.
Like I was talking to my mom recently, and I said, "Big Mama."
Yeah, people don't want that
but
anymore.
like I was talking
and
to my mom.
Big Mama's 27 now. Big Mama's not 65. She's 27 now. There are girls who are grandmas at 27.
But even
we're getting pushed out sooner because everybody's having babies at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
But not even so much as that, because my mom is 51, and she's my family's matriarch, and she just doesn't want to do it. Like she's the big mama of our family, and she like I ain't doing that shit. Like my grandma. So it's like even. But back then, 51 at our grandma's age was big mama. That was the one who got the family together. That was gonna cook. My mama is that same age.
Going to somebody's house, yeah, we did that too.
Girl, I gotta go to, the biggest thing is big mama don't exist, and I think there was like back then a thing with that people didn't acknowledge that big mamas like are that character sacrificed everything just to make sure she was there for everybody. Whereas now everybody just wants to take care of themselves first, which isn't bad.
Facts.
But if everybody's taking care of themselves, who's gonna gather the
family?
kids?
Like it takes the village, and the village doesn't exist anymore.
Good, Laura.
I want to say a few things. Some of this shit started with us, okay? As far as passing down traditions, we had so many people in our age range that was stuck on drugs. They were stuck on self-pleasing, and a lot of the newer generation parents didn't get taught tradition because they were out here trying to be the breadwinner to pay the bills when mama or daddy pawned the TV. So tradition stopped really being passed down when it came to us. So these kids had no one to look back to have a good influence. So I think we got to take the bullet for that. And teen pregnancy is actually kind of down. So from when our generation,
that's the motherfuckers is home and not fucking is.
Yeah.
Other motherfuckers got
they are too busy dancing on TikTok to be fucking TikTok dancing.
Oh no, I got 7.
I didn't know that. You got 7 kids?
I have 7 kids.
Oh yeah, you a winner.
And my children looked at me and said, "Mom, I don't want any kids." I said, "Why don't you want kids?" Because, Mom, we watched you raise us and raise our brothers. I want to live my life. My kids know all that I sacrificed to be a mother, and so they're like, well, I tell them, don't speak that into the universe that you don't want to have kids. Just say you don't want to have kids right now, and that's okay. And I tell my kids, go travel, go get your education, go do something. Don't do it like me, But also, I am the one who keeps tradition alive. It was passed down to me from my mama, from her grandmama, and I pass it down to my kids. That's why it's important for me to. And my husband, it drives him crazy because he's like, "You're one person. You be cooking all this food on Thanksgiving, and the kids get in there sometimes and help." But I told him I want my son to know when you marry, I want you to marry a woman who has values and want to cook a dinner for you and your children. I tell my daughter, this is what you should do when you gain a husband and you starting a family. I don't want you to be talking about, I'm going to order Domino's and I ain't cooking for you, man. Go ahead and go make.
Ain't nothing wrong with Domino's, no.
I feel what she's saying, though. I definitely feel what she's saying.
No, I got you.
Because you do want to. You do. I'm trying to do that shit with my kids too, man. Just you don't have to follow what's or whatever. Like you say, your kids saying right now, and half the time, your kids say a lot of shit, and they don't know. Their shit changes every year, even with us. Like you get different viewpoints and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just you do want to take that role as a parent to try to guide your kids as much as you can in the most positive direction that you feel. I mean, you can only go off your own fucking experience, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a million things that may be right. There's a million things you may be doing wrong. But as long as your intent is at its best, I feel like there ain't nothing wrong, yo. Unless you're just, just blatantly fucking wrong. But yeah, we kind of we kind of took this. We basically started this conversation like talking about like how kids are kind of challenging with deciphering abuse from parenting, and because a lot of times, most of the time, they're saying like it usually starts when you're young. Sometimes just to kind of just speak openly. Abuse comes in different forms, whether it be, something that happened as a kid and with your parents or whatever. Maybe it was just, maybe you were being raised too hard or whatever, or maybe a specific incident, or, it's a lot of different factors. So I'm trying to open this up as like, politely and casually as I possibly can. But, as far as like, situations where things have happened, where it's been a incident that can, potentially traumatize you for life and damage certain parts of life that you cannot come back from. Anybody want to share some thoughts on those kind of categories on this topic?
I will say this, and I will try to keep this as short as possible. I was molested by my mom's boyfriend when I was 5 years old. And I remember finally protesting because I was so uncomfortable saying no. And what he told me he was going to do was mess with my little sister, who's 4 years and some months under me. So in doing that, he made me actively choose to allow him to do it to me. He made me the villain in that because I wanted to protect my little sister. But at the same time, the guilt seed was planted in me because I said, oh, well, you could have just let him do that to her and not. But you told him, okay, don't touch her. I'll do whatever. So it was different. I knew what I did was the best decision in the moment. I don't regret ever protecting my little sister. But I remember when I told my mom what was going on, and what she said to me was, if you tell anybody and make me lose him, I'm going to kill you. Ooh. So the abuse I had to keep enduring because then I'm like, well, it's either this or it's death. And then who's going to protect my little sister?
Yeah.
So these are the types of things that were done to me as a young girl. And then once I finally told my grandmother, all hell broke loose, and that was fine. He was out of the picture. But that just did something to me that I didn't even realize until I got older and a teenager and a boy tried to kiss me. And I was like, I'm afraid of males. When I got married at 19 years old, I didn't have sex with my husband on my wedding night because I totally forgot that was something I was going to have to do. That's how detached I was from wanting a man to touch me in that way or to do anything in that way. So sometimes you think you're done with something because you forget about it or you're far removed, and something will happen to you in real life that triggers all that repressed shit to come back up. And then you realize, have you guys seen on Facebook these pictures of a person looking at their reflection in the mirror and it's the inside child of them crying?
Yeah, I saw it recently. Yeah.
Boy, I was
big ass dudes.
I was bawling because I'm like, that kid that you wish you could have protected because nobody else protected them is always there with you. I've been in a lot of therapy, and that has led a lot of decisions I made with my kids. They don't spend a night in nobody's house. Like I'm that parent.
Us too.
Your kid can come here.
None of that.
Ain't going nowhere.
Your kids come here, but my kid ain't going no fucking with
Exactly. So it's a lot of trauma, and it hurts when the people who gave birth to you, your mother and your father, the people who created you, aren't your protectors. That you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot.
I'm
There
gonna
was
share this
physical
real
abuse,
quick.
there was emotional abuse, there was all of that. But that was the worst for me to realize she didn't value my life at all.
Yeah, that sucks a lot. And the reason why I want to share real quick before we jump on to Troy and Laura is, like I said, I didn't really deal with a lot of this stuff growing up. I honestly have tried to like even think of any weird shit. I know I've done some reckless things a couple of times. I remember me and my cousin jumped in the car of his teacher, and he drove us home, but nothing happened or anything. He just, but knowing what I know now, like damn, there's a couple of times I've been open to some shit, but no, nothing ever happened. Luckily, you know, I'm glad I have the experience because I've met so many people who have dealt with crazy ass experiences in their life, and especially women, bro. There's no doubt the women that I've dated throughout my life and stuff like that, the stories that I've heard have been fucking crazy. And none other than my fiance, who's upstairs. And I told her I was doing this show tonight. I haven't invited her to come on because we actually did earlier in the web show, we actually did a whole episode of her explaining her experience as a child. And she was literally in like a fucking cult, yo. It was her experience of what she went through is unbelievable. And when you just said that, Tara, similar kind of experience, but it was actually her stepdad. I don't know if she did or whatever. I don't want to say all that, but I know that she had a lot of you know, challenges in that area where it was like, you know, he was something, and it was just different. I don't want to tell her story too much for her, but I know they went she went through a lot of shit, abuse as well, her and her brother. It was just very wild, man. And you know, that it caused me to open up my eyes. I'm already super protective dad and shit like that or whatever. I'm very paranoid. I'm fucking sitting here. My shit is always on me in a place where I can find it at all times. But I'm one of them type of people who just, I'm always going to be cautious. I don't even give a fuck how people feel about it. I don't care. Like you said, no, my kids ain't staying at your house. Nope. You can come over here, but they ain't going over there. You know, I'm not hearing no stories from my kids or anything if I can help it anyway.
Yeah.
And I live with that fear because, you know, maybe that's my trauma, you know, just hearing experiences and trying so hard to push that shit away from any part of my life so I don't have to experience it as well. So I definitely relate to you there in that situation. But Troy, how about you, bro? And listen, I'm not saying this so you guys have to share anything that you don't want to. I know, you know, I'm just asking in general, like, you know, because this is a topic that maybe somebody will hear your story and feel like they, you know.
Yeah. Two things. The first one, really quick, before I share my story, is it is more common than people realize. I think Laura was the one who mentioned it earlier, because I alone and not necessarily there was sexual abuse in you know, in my family from the women, but more so I come from 4 generations of physical abuse. Like my mom, my grandma, great grandma, great great grandma. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's alone 4 generations of women, and you know what I'm saying, that's just tussling with their men, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Even all of them, like my mom was like a fighter, you know what I'm saying, to my great grandma, but my grandma and my great great grandma wasn't. So the ones who wasn't fighting back was getting it, you know what I'm saying, way worse. And so specifically for my story, again, you know, a child of growing up in a household filled with physical abuse, and specifically the most difficult moment was when my mom shot my dad.
Oh shit! She shot him.
Yeah.
You said your mom shot your dad?
Shot him.
Oh shit!
And it was like, it's very difficult to look at both of your parents when you both do fucked up shit and try to like
justify him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't necessarily felt she did something wrong per se, because I was also with them the whole 24 hours before it happened, and he was a fucking monster to her. So she didn't just wake up and just say, fuck it. You know, it was like, this is my last resort.
Yeah.
And the way that it kind of happened, I was, you know what I'm saying, like outside, and you just hear the gunshot, and you know what I'm saying, I didn't know what happened to him. My mom was just like, you know, y'all get out of here, and my aunt took us, you know, and so like for almost 10 hours, I didn't know if he was alive or not. Like, I had no idea where she was, if she was in jail, but like it was just for like weeks, even after, like, because he didn't press charges because he knew, nigga, you probably deserve that shit.
Doing other shit,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like for weeks, like you just live on edge, months. Like you're just like, and I just remember just constantly being like, like just nervous. Like you never feel safe. no moment feels like anything after that. Just nothing ever felt comfortable.
Yeah.
If I hear them even
I
sound
can
like they're about to
imagine.
raise their voice, you're like, oh shit, here it come. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
One of the most, like, between you and the story that I told with, like, with my fiance and with Tara's story, the craziest part is this is shit that's happening in your home. You know what I'm saying? That's what when I hear these stories or all this, stories about, kids that are abused in these ways and shit like that, outside of just, whether you're spanking your kid or whatever, but then all this, deeper, darker shit, you know what I mean? It's happening in a place of comfort, man. It's happening in a safety, like your bed, your bedroom, you know what I'm saying? Shit that you attach yourself. I remember one time, this is the only time, just a quick story. This is the only time that I knew that somebody had cheated on me or whatever. And I was actually living with this girl, and it was a waste of time. I don't even know what the fuck I was doing. I was just enjoying it, I guess. And I was dating this chick, and I knew she was loose and reckless and shit like that. But so she cooked food. We had fun. She needed a place to stay. So she stayed with me.
Let's go hamburger helper and shit.
Listen. Listen. You utilize your tools and shit. You feel me? So I was like, fuck it. All right, you need a place to stay with me. All right, fuck it. We doing it. Shit, whatever. But I used to leave and stuff like that. We got attached. It was cool. I was like, yo, as long as you down for me, we cool. Then I found out, like, the dude she was texting or messing with, his girlfriend texted me and shit and told me, like, hey, they're doing this and doing that. And I called her and asked her and all this shit. Said, yeah. So I kicked her out that day. Get all your shit and get the fuck out of here. But it's crazy because I remember some other times where oh man, there was one time I drove up to my house and somebody was coming down the stairs, and I don't know why I just felt like he was coming from my apartment, and I'm like, it was like 4 other apartments that was there. It was like a whole community, but I just knew that dude was walking down the stairs coming from my apartment. I have no idea. I'm not like jealous like that, but I just knew it. And then that experience right there, and everything else. When I kicked her out, I couldn't live in that fucking apartment anymore. Like, just because I knew that the stuff that may have happened there, all the new opportunities, all the different times where I was like thinking about shit, it traumatized me. I was like, I can't be here no more. I can't fucking sleep in this bed no more. I don't want to do nothing with this. And I moved out that shit like 2 months later.
Good for you. Good for you.
But like you guys are saying, I'm saying all of that just to say, like, just from that experience alone, and it's nowhere near like the level of, to me at least, if something bad happened to me, no comparison. But that experience alone, I couldn't be in that fucking apartment anymore. And then it's just like to know that somebody's.
But when you're a child,
to be a kid and you have to stay there.
Yeah. You have to stay there.
Yeah, man.
You have to stay there.
That shit is crazy.
And you know what? We didn't know the name back then, but what that's called, Troy, is anxiety. That's what that is. That causes all the anxiety.
I was on my fucking toes all the time. It was just like. It can all turn into
that's crazy, bro.
Sometimes it did. It'd be like the simple ass cool night, and you look up 2-3 hours later, and now the police at your house at 3 a.m. Yeah, and y'all can't sleep.
Devastating shit. Laura, let's go ahead and jump on to you, man. We're gonna jump into that, and then we're gonna go ahead and switch topics again real quick. I'm not gonna keep everybody too long. Usually we do the web show for about an hour, but this is a good topic. Laura, you want anything you got to share or you want to talk about along these lines?
I mean, just like Troy, I don't know. I always ask God, like, why me? Why? Like, my life was crazy because I came from not having a mother or father. So my aunt and uncle raised me. Oh. And my uncle used to beat the crap out my aunt weekly. And we stayed in this nice neighborhood. No one ever knew nothing was going on. My uncle was the pillar of the church. Like, my family is just like, no one would believe this. No one would think this. Hell, I didn't even think it until I didn't even know what was going on until it starts spilling over during the night. And like Troy said, the police coming over in the middle of the night. And then we had to go stay with our cousins. And that's when the worst stuff started happening. And then it just seemed like, for me, it was like physical abuse, because once he was done beating on my aunt, he was hot. It was coming from me because for some reason I was the fuck up. And they didn't know it then, but I had bipolar disorder. And so when they took me to be tested for ADHD, it was like, oh no, nothing's wrong with her. But no one really knew about bipolar disorder during that time. So here it is, they're like, she's a normal child. I can't control the way I was feeling and everything. But I struggle with these things still. And I thought I was over all of this until recently, and I had to open up to my husband like a couple of nights ago, and I told him, I said, I'm not really a drinker, but I have to drink more often than none because I'm having nightmares, and then the nightmares isn't about me, now it's about my kids. My son said that he was happy that he was finally 18 so he could spend the night over a friend's house. And for me, that is it kind of made, because it was like he was throwing shade, but he wasn't. But it was just like he didn't understand. I wanted my children to never be able to speak of this type of trauma. You guys are going to be able to speak of normal childhood trauma, not childhood trauma where you wake up and you want to clean yourself, but you will never be clean. You would never be able to take back. People say you can take your power back. I am grown as hell. I never reveal my real age, but I'm grown as hell. And I'm still I still be asking God, like, why? But then again, I always blame myself because I was like, I could have told. And it was like Tara, like how Tara said, it's when you're a girl and you're young, because this happened when I was young. I don't even remember what age I was, but I know I was young and was at my cousin's house. And I was told, if you tell, I'm going to tell what you did earlier. And what I did was I broke the neighbor's window. And I'm sitting here like, oh, shit.
As a kid, you're like terrified. No, I broke the window.
Would never. That shit would have. Yo, listen, me and my cousins and the shit that we used to do and how we were. That shit would have never worked on us. I'll tell you. I'm not trying to talk shit, but I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, we was fucking crazy. Oh
yeah,
I just broke another. I just broke a window last week.
The boys.
Boys is different, and then you have a man that's towering over you, and you don't know like how to process that, And I hated that it wasn't a one-time thing. And then I'm just like, bitch, how did you allow this shit to happen? Because you
can't blame yourself because you wasn't allowed.
I just feel like if I was braver, like the attitude that I have now, like, because I'm her now, because like I tell people now, and I'm her now. And I just wish I was her then, But then maybe that situation created me who I am now. So I don't know.
That's exactly how. That's probably the truth of the whole matter. Is like we were talking about before about how every year, what I'm saying, every year you evolve, every year you change. If you're in a good situation, some people just stay the same and they just can't get out their own way to save their ass. But
hey Brian, real quick, I know you want to switch subjects, but you know what? Allure made me think about something I had. I thought about this with my kids too, because my older kids did the same thing. We try so hard to protect our kids from our trauma, but then we still end up inadvertently doing it when we won't let them do a sleepover because we're scared as shit that something's going to happen. They don't understand that. So they're traumatized thinking mommy's mean. She doesn't trust anybody. She's all jacked up and I can't have fun because something happened to her. So it's like we can't win for losing.
But now you gotta weigh both evils though. You gotta weigh both. That's the thing. That's how I look at shit. That's what helps me sleep at night. Comfy and fucking secure. Because I say to myself, like, maybe I am causing them to look at me when they get older. Hey, listen, I'm glad I can get away from your ass now. And I'm like, yep, me too. Go ahead. You old enough to fucking handle yourself now. But back then, like you said, I can't imagine. I don't even know where the fuck I'd be at. I don't know if I'd be in jail or fucking Rambo or Terminator. If something happens to my fucking daughter, my 4-year-old, listen, bro, there's nothing that would hold me back. I'll be against the world. I'll be against the fucking world. So I gotta protect myself too. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's not her fault. But I'll be damned if I let my daughter get in some shit or be coming home telling me some stories when she's 16. Daddy, you don't know this, but listen, no, Daddy knows fucking everything because you was always where I was at. You ain't gonna be surprising me fucking 10 years from now.
I used to hate that too because my mom was like that, and I used to hate it. But then, like getting older, I literally immediately like realized, like going to college almost, like I was talking to people and they were just learning shit. I'm just like, oh, I didn't go through none of this shit.
Exactly. I'm telling you.
Like, I have my shit that I went through, but my house was always the spot. Like, my house was like the spot because she didn't let us go nowhere. She was like, they can come over here, but
that's right.
Hey, none of that spending night shit. Don't ask.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you have that. If you're lucky, you can have that. And you know something, and even to you, Laura, I don't know, like but I guarantee you, man, if you did hold your kids down, when they get out there and they start experiencing the shit that they just can't wait to, and then all of a sudden they get that shit. Wait a minute, what the fuck? We all felt that shit. Oh, maybe this isn't the best shit. You know what I'm saying? Like. And then you're like, damn, I appreciate mom for helping me.
Exactly. My 19-year-old daughter, who's in college right now, she will tell people in a heartbeat when they're like, "Oh, you're an adult." She goes, "No, I'm not. I'm still a child." She is not ready. She's like, "Mommy, I still need you," and I love
you, man.
I love that.
Yeah. You do a good job. We do good jobs. I think we all do good jobs. Everybody does for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the people who really ain't. But I think most people have good intention to try their best, man. Especially for their loved ones,
It's just you can only teach how you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it comes from, like I said, generations of fucked up shit. It's only gonna, some of that still trickles. We're getting better. But
if anyone who is listening wants to create a parenting pamphlet, I'm sure we'd appreciate that. Send it to me.
Oh yeah, please do it. All these know-it-alls. But like Laura said, I like the fact like Laura opened up the understanding. Like a lot of times, especially a situation like even what we were saying in here, and I thought it in the conversation, but somebody said something about, hey, I've raised my kid this way, and I do this, but I am the loud parent, and I'm the one who's like, listen, I don't want to hear it. I don't give a damn what your reason is. Get what I said. Get done now. But then my fiance is the one where she's like, well, what do you have to say? Well, what is it? And she's more open. So I'll be yelling and she's like, well, what do you want? It's like good cop, bad cop and shit. Now. So
this is why two-parent households are so important.
I'm about to say that's Yes.
Functioning,
my mom was the
safe two-parent household.
That's why I put the player card away. You know what I'm saying?
Telling you, it's worth it, yo.
Knock me down.
It's worth it. It's worth it. I definitely am trying to make sure, like me and my girl, we have a lot of challenges that we face together. And there's times where we really got to consider. There's times we talk to each other like, hey, is this something that we'll be able to do? Is it we'll be able to do? But at the same time, it's like knowing that we're two parents who are successfully try to raise our kids. I mean, even with a homeschooling base, like my 4-year-old's getting homeschooled at this point, and it's working out amazing. And we understand that we have the same goals in the right areas to make sure that we can keep this working and build with each other. And we also love each other and everything, but we do have differences. So it does get challenging. But it's very refreshing to know that our children are being raised with us together. And it's definitely a big point of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like to act like that shit ain't important. That shit's extremely important,
Yes.
It's extremely important.
Because no matter how tough we are, women cannot teach a little boy how to be a man. I don't care what you say. We've never been one.
But I'm
we can teach you the qualities
honestly.
we want the man to have, but I can't tell you how to be a man.
Yeah. Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah. I would say I'm struggling, and I guess Tara kind of mentioned it. She said safe functioning two-parent households. But again, generations and where we come from, oftentimes there was also the excuse to deal with abuse. It's to stay for the kids. But we got these kids here. You know what I'm saying?
That's true too. That's a good point.
Another thin fucking line of like, damn, where's
of understanding? Yeah, that's true too. Because you don't want to be in a bad fucking relationship just trying to stay in it because you want to have a two-family. At that point, I mean, it's super hard to determine what's the right move, right, man? Especially for women. I can't imagine what you guys go through, yo. Like,
usually they can't afford it. Usually they stay because they can't financially get their kids and themselves out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. My mom and dad were so toxic to each other from what I seen. I remember, because my parents were married. But the separation of the family led me and my brother in foster care. So for me, it was I'd rather had the toxic. I'd rather had the toxic and just being in there with my parents. So I mean, I can't speak to everybody, but I mean, I don't know, because like when I talk to my mom, because me and her have a wonderful relationship now, and she always says sorry, and I always tell her, Mom, you did what you felt was best for me, and I don't hate you for that because I turned out wonderful, and I made that I had needed to be in that environment. But at the same time, a part of me was like, damn, I wish I just had my mom and my dad there. I mean, because when I was there, I mean, I seen like my mom throwing like the car jack through the back window, me and my brother in the back window. I mean, we in the back seat, she throwing the thing, and I'm just like, oh, snap. I remember all that stuff. But then as kids, we would sit on the sideline like, what the heck? And then the next thing I know, they love each other, and then we all in the bed together, we all cuddled up, and those
Act
were
like ain't
the
nothing
happiest.
happened.
Like nothing happened. It was the happiest memories of my life. And and you know what? My mom always asks me. She says, "Why don't you remember this? You were so young." And in therapy, my counselor told me. He said because those were the happiest moments of my life was having my mother and my dad, and so I clung on to those memories. And I said, God dang. But yeah, I really wish that you know what's so freaking crazy, y'all? After all of that, my mom and dad became the bestest friends.
Oh, really? When they broke
Usually
up?
those relationships tend to be better friends than
What's
together.
up,
Because
y'all?
I
Emotional
used to feel like
abuser
that with our
checking
parents. Like,
What up, Harris? Harris always like to say that crazy shit, but Harris
You know
definitely
what,
check out.
Allure? It's your
Harris is
take on
drinking.
that is very interesting because usually you remember things that are traumatic for you. Like somebody throwing something at some glass that you next to is like the bully. The bully never remembers bullying you, but you sure as hell remember when they bullied you.
Right.
But for me, when people ask me, my dad was a deadbeat. He wasn't there. My mom was a monster. And people say when I got older, they were like, you don't talk to your mother at all, have her in your life at all. Why the hell would I? But you'll try with your dad. Well, to me, I would rather the deadbeat who left because he knew he got a psycho pregnant than the woman who tried to kill me multiple times. So for me, it was like,
Damn.
yeah, maybe I'll try to get to know him because I'm old enough to not be in her house where neither one of us have to deal with that. At least I gave him a chance because I'd rather take the deadbeat over the monster any day of the week.
It's a crazy perspective to have to understand, but that's another point of understanding that you ain't supposed to understand everything. There's a lot of times, and kind of, I guess this kind of reverts back to what we were initially talking about just like, hey, we think we can judge character, we think we can do this, but you don't never fucking understand why people are making the decision that they're making or doing the things that they're doing or whatever led up to their decisions they're making in life. But
I think therapy should be free.
Cooper.
Oh, Troy, what's going on with your sound, baby?
Yeah, I think you
oh shit, can you hear me now?
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, it's real static.
That's them horror movies he be watching. It's something in the house. It's something in the house with you, baby.
I
You gotta get up out of there.
muted it. Yeah, I muted it. Just try to I don't know, disconnect or something. We're gonna we about to wrap up though, guys. I don't want to keep everybody. I know it's a Tuesday night and everything, but I was actually
because Tuesday's so busy.
Oh well, people go to work and shit. Hold on.
I'm gonna stay at home. I don't even have a job, y'all.
Listen, me neither. Not right now. But I don't start until next week and shit.
I got nothing to do.
But I got. All
right, is that better?
No, it's got some static.
Oh,
in that
shit,
I don't know what's up with
It sound like white noise.
It's
on the TVs, baby. You better get out of there.
I got a game that I play on the web show, and it's called Straight Off the Dome. And I was trying to find my my bucket that has all the things in it. See if we can all play, kind of have a little levity tonight. Let's see, guys. Y'all want to play? Straight off the dome. That's right. All right. So we got 4 contestants in the room tonight. And let me see if I can get this right. So we're going to pull up everything we pull up to do this game. Let me see if I can I'm going to get a countdown timer. Now, this is going to be basically, we ask you 4 questions. We give you, I believe it's 20 seconds to answer these 4 questions. If you can answer the 4 questions within 20 seconds, then you're a winner. If you can't, you're a loser. But so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that here today. We just set it up because we've been kind of having a really intense conversation. So we're gonna end it on a lighter note. But yeah, 4 questions are gonna be easy questions. But if you don't answer them, they're gonna be a little harder.
Are we all getting the same 4 questions?
No, we're gonna do separate questions. So I'm gonna be right back. Take some time. I'll leave you guys with a general question. I want you guys to each name 5 of the most fun places that you went as a kid. Let's start with Allura. Go.
Hershey Park, Geauga Lake, Cedar Point, Six Flags, the Light Village in West Virginia, and oh man,
I thought that was 5.
Oh, it was 5. I don't know what was. I thought you said
you over here on your 6th finger like this. She did this and she like this.
Wait a minute, now hold on.
Your turn, Troy.
All right. So the first 3 that came to mind was just all amusement parks: Cedar Point, Six Flags, and then there's this other one that was in Pittsburgh, and I cannot remember for the life of me what that shit was called, but it was fun. Yes, Who said it?
I don't know
Yeah, that's
nothing about what y'all
exactly
talking
it.
about.
As soon as you said it, that shit triggered the whole memory. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Shit, I don't know because I used to have fun at the movies. So I was a movie kid. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then
movies
the
is
zoo,
definitely one.
actually, I used to fucking love the zoo.
Okay, mine would definitely be Six Flags, then Oceans of Fun, Worlds of Fun, the Science Center, and the zoo. I love the zoo.
Yeah, I love the zoo too.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I've never
love
been
the zoo.
to the
And the
IX
aquarium.
or amusement park. I've never been there.
How it is.
Yeah, you have.
But like all the fun shit that I started doing was when I got older, because then it's like I went to like Mexico and Fashion Week and shit like that. You should say like we
You fancy over there.
I'm gonna be there
yeah.
for 3 weeks. Well,
Let me tell you, the money over
I had
there
to
is
cancel it.
lovely. Our money over there is just.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what? It's starting to drop because the value of the
Yeah.
dollar is starting to go down. So I was like, we got to get back over there before all that hits the, hits the zip.
Just start buying other currency. Start stacking up other currency. Go to
Just
the
invest in gold and silver because that ain't never went out of style.
Cheese ball pit.
No, what is called?
Facts. What was the other one called? Discovery
Jeepers.
Zone. Yes,
Yep.
baby, that was it.
Yep. I'm
Chuck
old.
E. Cheese and Showbiz. That's what Chuck E. Cheese was before. Showbiz.
Yeah, I remember Showbiz. We had one right by Amboy
shit is still
Movieplex in
creepy.
Jersey. Yeah, that shit was creepy as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Chuck E.
Yeah,
Cheese was
that
creepy
was
too. That fucking the pizza guy that used to be on the drums and shit, fucking it up. I scared shit of that stuff.
They don't even have that shit no more, but that's wild. Like,
Yeah. I'm still fun. Yo, I love taking my kids to Chuck E. Cheese and eating the pizza in a salad bar. Listen, bro, Chuck E. Cheese pizzas is shit.
The Chuck.
See,
it's
that's what the
different
parents
Chuck E.
are doing.
Cheese
The
now,
parents
though.
are
He like
eating
all
while the kids
anorexic
are
and
running
shit.
around.
We were there for our first
Hey,
date.
baby. What happened?
That Chuck E. Cheese. My
Really?
husband- Yes.
Yo,
and we-
it's a fun place. This fun.
It is. It is.
All right, I got some questions, guys. We're gonna go ahead and start around the room. I'm gonna start from the backwards. We're gonna start with Tara, and we're gonna go ahead. All right, Tara, you got 20 questions. Let me go ahead and share the screen.
20 questions.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. She was failed. Like fucking, I'm out.
She said, "Never mind. Tuesday is a busy night." Fuck that.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Tuesday's lit. I gotta go. That's funny.
All right, so Eric G said McDonald's as a kid. Yeah, McDonald's as a kid was definitely.
Oh
amazing.
yeah, as a
No doubt about
kid,
that.
hell yeah, and Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
We
that's
tried
right.
that.
Pizza Hut, especially in the 90s. Pizza Hut was a whole different ball game. All right, y'all ready? We're gonna open this up. It's not starting yet. Don't worry.
I'm gonna say he just taking all my time. That's terrible.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try to do this because I gotta make these questions as I go. But here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. What's the first time you ever played basketball?
I was 7.
Okay. And what's your favorite food?
Pasta.
Favorite color?
Blue. Royal blue.
Last time you wear sneakers?
Today.
Damn, got it. Yeah. Oh shit, we got. All right, there we go. We got 1 down, 2 to go. All right, we're gonna have a room full of winners. I think the current total is we only have had 2 losers on the show. I think we played it almost 10 times.
Oh, fuck.
Losers. Losers. I'm gonna make a board too. I gotta make a board.
I literally wore high heels all day today. So when I got home and put on my sneakers, they felt so good. So that was too easy of a question for me. I'm like, as soon as I got home.
There you go. Let me get Eric's question out here. There we go. All right, there we go. All right. So we got Troy. Troy, you ready? You got 20 seconds,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Let me make sure I got the right questions here because the questions I thought I had, they definitely weren't fun. All right, ready? 3,
Yes.
2, 1, let's go. All right. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
All right. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
All right. If you're going to Burger King, what are you getting?
A Whopper, double Whopper with cheese.
That's
if
it?
I'm feeling fat, you know.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's it.
Oh, shit. Okay. And last question. Do you sleep with a stuffed animal?
Not no more.
Not no more. Okay. That was a good time. Good job. I stuttered it on it a little bit. But yo, beautiful. We got another winner. Uh-oh. All All right, next time I'll have my bucket. I'm gonna really be prepared. But,
Troy,
all right.
the correct answer is waffles. It's waffles, not pancakes.
Waffles is better than
See,
pancakes. I agree
I don't
with that.
know. I like both, but
Yeah.
like waffles, I have to have specifically like cinnamon or chocolate chip waffles, or like the big ass Belgian waffles.
Ooh,
But
Belgian
pancakes, I can
waffles.
eat any kind of pancakes. It's
You know what? My mother could not cook either. She was evil and she couldn't cook, and she would make really thick pancakes that when you bit into them, the liquidy dough was still there. They were not
Oh,
cooked,
shit.
so
Yeah,
it's
nah, that's
trauma
horrible.
for me. I cannot
Yeah.
do
I'm
pancakes.
sorry.
salmonella waffles,
Cannot do
salmonella cakes.
pancakes.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. I wouldn't eat them shits either.
Oh
After
yeah.
that. All right, Laura. This is the last one. I don't know why all these questions are dating questions. Let me see. All right, Laura, I'm about to
She the
give you
one to
one.
ask, baby.
This
Yeah.
for Laura hour. Oh shit.
Yeah, no.
All right, here we go. Ready, set, go. Would you rather be summertime or wintertime?
Summer.
Okay, if you had $2 right now, what would you spend it on?
A double cheeseburger.
Woo! Let's see. What's the first time you ever heard a rap song?
When I was 11.
And who's your favorite boyfriend?
That's not right.
Yeah,
That
you
is
didn't
not
lose.
right.
That's all right. You will win it too because I made them shits up super hard. Yeah, we got
Oh, man,
Build it, y'all.
from?
get this shit out of here. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
Listen,
that
I
was
appreciate
wild.
you guys.
I would have been able to answer that real easy.
Shit, I wouldn't. Favorite girlfriend, huh? It's probably upstairs.
Mine
That's
is my
it.
current one, so it would be
There you go. Okay, beautiful. Guys, listen, it's been a really great show. Thank you guys for coming on and really sharing on the web show as well today, because some of this stuff isn't easy to talk about. You guys did amazing. I know, like we said, we were talking in the comments, and you guys really wanted to get on and talk about these topics. And there's still a lot more to talk about. This is about as much as we got, because it's a lot. It's a really big topic. I hope that anybody watching, there's been people watching all night. I hope that if you guys needed to hear this, it kind of helped you in your journey, and understand that there's people around you that deal with stuff all the time. You're being a parent. If you're struggling, if you need help, man, like Laura said, check out Facebook, check out your social media. Use the platform for positive. There could be a lot of negative shit, but try to find the positive in the stuff that you're doing, because that's one of the most important things. That's going to help you, digress and feel better and all of that stuff. All right, guys, anything in closing?
Therapy should be free for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Some form of therapy so that people can get help. And
Yeah.
also, Troy, I need you to check in the chat every hour. What is happening with your computer? Something is in that house. I need you to be okay. There's something keep flashing across his screen. I'm just checking every hour. You need help, you send out an SOS.
I'll like some sage when we get off.
All right, there we go. There we go. Laura, what's up? You got any-
You
Oh, yeah,
guys,
go.
just love yourself and love on other people. I think that's the easiest thing in the world. And if you need help, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, I think that's very true as well. Yo, listen, hold on real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find this video that I saw, because I really think that this was something that it's a little lengthy. I think it's not that much. It's on TikTok, but this junk really just kind of made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? And I think that with the
That's
conversation,
nice to end on a good note.
Let me see.
And also, too, if something happened to you as a child, it was not your fault. You cannot be brave enough to take on an adult. You cannot be strong enough to take on an adult.
Never.
You should never have been left in that situation. It's not your fault.
Nice for sure. Troy, go ahead and share real quick, and then I'm gonna play this video to close us out.
Yeah, my thing is find an outlet. I am an advocate for therapy, but I'm not in it because I've always done my own like introspective work. I've always journaled. I've always been like an artist, and I create. And I think the biggest thing is to find an outlet. Get that shit out. Like, don't hold it in. There's always somebody who understands. There's always somebody who will listen. There's always something that you can create. If you can't talk to somebody, it's fucking write a song. Write a poem, paint a picture, or get it out. That's my biggest thing.
And then there's a support group. It's called Anxiety/Depression Support Group for Moms. So if you guys are going through anything parenting wise, that is a group that is on Facebook. There are a bunch of other Facebook support groups out there. I am a part of many groups like that. And let me tell you, each one of these women help lift me up during the day-to-day struggles that I have with these children. They always help reaffirm me that I am doing the best that I can. So if you need that type of help and you need that support, it is definitely out there, and don't be ashamed to get help.
Beautiful. And Laura, if you want, you can send it to me, or even if you want, just go ahead and throw that in the chat on the underneath the live show. That way somebody can see it. And guys, we'll have it for you down there in the chat if you guys are watching this all the way through. And you can go ahead and join it today, because there's definitely people out there that need some help. And like Tara said, it's unfortunately it's not free, and it's not always easy to come by. A lot of times there's single moms out there who working 2 jobs. They don't got time to go and see a doctor.
And don't have insurance coverage and all of that. You're absolutely correct.
Exactly. So that's definitely a big thing. But we want to leave on a more positive note. We enjoyed Straight Off the Dome. But check this video out. It really spoke to me. Beeline, I love you guys. I'm going to end it as soon as this video is over. But stay true, stay positive, pay attention, guys. I really love you guys so much. Thanks for all the support. We closing out this year. I'm thinking about something we're going to do as like kind of an end of the year thing. We talk about all the amazing guests and everything that we've had that's happened this year. It's been an incredible year, man. And we're just meeting new friends and new people and great people. And I'm really excited to see where we're going with this next year. But thank you guys so much for coming on. Much love. And once again, thank you for sharing everything that you share. Check this video out. I'm out. I know it's a little small, but pause.
I don't know about my whole chicken though.
That part.
Your little piece. That's it.
เขาจะได้อะไร ถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวัน
I hope I got her. They're hustling.
เขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลย ไม่ได้รวยขึ้น ไม่ได้ออกทีวี ไม่มีใครรู้จัก ไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้น
Now she expecting him to help though. Yeah, okay. Oh shit.
Oh, she had a new outfit on and she went to school.
So she was hustling, but hustling for her outfit. That's okay. Hustle for a uniform, girl. That's
เพราะ
right.
สิ่งที่เขาได้ คือได้แค่ความรู้สึก
It's a little kindness, man. It was a long way, yo.
ได้เห็นความสวย
Yeah. Yes.
ได้เข้าใจ ได้ความรัก
All right, guys. Really appreciate it, man. Hopefully you guys got a good message in this episode. And I hope you guys have a great day going forward into tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace out, guys.